Alright, sorry for the delay. Let's go ahead and get started here. Gonna go ahead and load up our Ashina clan game. Alright, so when we left off, our army was down in the mountains of Georgia doing some raiding, which we will continue to do. I do want to do some conquest today as well, if we can manage it. Vassal Khan, who did the first amount of conquering in Georgia, has created the title Duchy of Abkhazia. It is a two-county duchy, which is the terrain that he conquered for himself. So good for him. That was telling us that our technology has increased a little bit. I'm educating my 12-year-old son, Kisa, in intrigue. Someone told me I'm arbitrary, and I wish to change that. Kagan Ezra loses the trait arbitrary. Good for him. Need to assign a new military commander. I'm actually going to replace 2 of them. And I just got a prompt that we're going to spend some time with our steward, Ipikel, who we've been trying to make friends with. We can finally talk in private. Ipikel and I spent countless hours trying to best each other in all sorts of war games during the time of her visit. I tried not to be too competitive and let her win a few games, and by the end of the week she seemed eager to play more. I can say 4 different things based on my personality traits. Because I am possessed, I can say, when judgment comes, I promise I won't eat your soul. I can say, because I'm slothful, organizing this visit took a lot of effort. Because I am wrathful, I can say, you were a lot more tolerable than I thought. Or because I'm cruel, I can say, I'm sure you enjoyed the visit to my torture chamber. I'm gonna do the Roth one. You were a lot more tolerable than I thought. Increase her opinion by 20. Gyazis, a preacher in the service of Kagan Tyrak of Pechenegs, has arrived in Atil to spread the gospel of their foreign religion. He is Zoroastrian. He has little regard for our old faith, declaring it sinful, and he has explained in detail the horrors we shall suffer in the afterlife unless we mend our ways. Well, at least you're a new religion, but I still don't want any missionaries. Into the dungeon with ye. Ooh, there's another province here. Let's see. I need to upgrade something in my capital. I'm going to upgrade my cattle pens. Plus 1% tax, plus 1% population growth. My son Kisa has become gregarious. My steward Ipikel has been hard at work in province of Uzen, making the local people work harder. That's great, it's just a pasture land. I should actually set my steward to doing tech research instead of administration, because that's more useful. My sister in disease, Sevendek Gilla, was passing by and decided to pay me a surprise visit. She's in a lewd mood and thought we might stage an impromptu orgy in honor of Erlich. Sure. What a lovely idea. Having indulged in at least 4 different kinds of exotic drugs, the last 3 days are a fiery haze in my mind. There was a woman with a forked tongue, a one-eyed dwarf, and many other wonderful freaks. Some of them might even have been real. And the tricks Sevendick and I taught each other. I feel drained, I gain 100 dark power, I fall in love with her. She's 68 years old, I'm 56. And I gain the trait frail. Frail of body. Well, great. I won't do that again. There's a man I need to arrest, and another I want to assassinate. My spy master, Khanum Tura, could either help with the arrest or the assassination, but not both. I can send her to the arrest or to the plot. I'll send her to the plot. Although I don't think I'm actually doing any plotting right now. Oh, there's an uprising. Iconoclast rebels have risen up in Guria, led by a militant priest. If not swiftly crushed, this revolt could spread like wildfire. That is the province we just conquered from the Byzantines. Hopefully our 3,000 men cavalry will be able to take down their 2,700 mostly light infantry and archers. Yes, it is going our way very quickly. Victory. Enforce demands. Gain 200 piety, plus 1% moral authority for a bunch of years. I didn't see how many. I think... Let's see. Do I want to declare war farther into the Byzantine area? Or do I want to start going east? I think I want to go east. I'm going to take a province. I'm going to, well, attempt to declare war and take a province from the Khan to my east. Kagan Kaidum of Bularid. I'm going to declare war on him. I can spend 100 prestige to invade the entire kingdom of Khazaria, as much of it as he holds. So I think I'm going to do that. That would get me, all at once, 5 provinces. Oh no, I have to have 30,000 population to do that. I don't have that. Okay. Well, alright. Instead, I'll just conquer a province. It doesn't cost me anything. I will have to ride all the way over there, though. On the way, I'll call up all my allies, see if they'll join me. Oh, I have a marriage offer. Who's this for? My courtier, someone named Ipikel. Well, she's not my steward Ipikel, and she's not my daughter Ipikel, so she can get married. Fine by me. Maybe we shouldn't have declared war before riding all the way over there. They've now ridden into our territory and are sitting in our capital, besieging it. We're still pretty far in the west. I think we may be able to get there before they besiege us all the way down. Thinking of new ways to make my steward like me more is hurting my brain, and yet, for as much as I hate exhausting myself, something needs to be done. I could invite her here for sightseeing, or my chancellor will write her something. I'm gonna invite her. Why don't you come over? Let's hang. Let's hang out. Ipikel was not too impressed by my act of friendship. In fact, she openly stated that she was insulted by the complete lack of effort I have shown in my attempt to sway her to my cause. But I worked so much, really. Oh, they did take my capital. Now they're besieging the temple that's there as well. I'm on my way! The good news is that they only have 1,700 troops to my 3,000. So they did take both the temple and my capital. However, we will come and smash. In a very quick, very decisive battle. Had to fight off some stragglers there as well. Alright, now time to head over to their territory and actually occupy the province I intend to take. Let's see, my granddaughter Lerka is 12. It's time for her education. And her best is learning. So that will be her focus. And she is the one that we have betrothed matrilineally into the bloodline of Attila the Hun. A noble has distinguished himself in this battle. Perhaps I can make use of him. Arslan Arslan. He has the same name twice. Excellent. My grandson Barsbek is 6. I'm going to educate him in faith. News from China. When the Tang Empire sent their armies to occupy territory in Kuran, which is... where is it? North of Tibet. Few expected that the war would eventually end in a stalemate. Chinese troops are unexpectedly returning home, while the administration of Shah Kakravad II of Kuran are working tirelessly to calm the people of Kumtag, still shaken by the war. Not all who face off against the dragon live to tell the tale. So somehow they were at war and they made a white peace. Well, my cattle pens are done. Let's build a clan gathering hall. That will give +2 clan opinion from my other vassals. My daughter, Maturka, who is betrothed into a bloodline of Ethiopia, specifically the legendary King Solomon, is turning 12, ready for her education. She will be educated in diplomacy. And we have won this conquest. We sat in their province, we besieged it, we're good. I have that province now. How about it? I guess while we're here, I'm gonna try and take another province. So this was on the northeastern coast of the Black Sea. I'm going to try and go further around the sea and take another province, which is owned by the Pechenegs, which are a tributary of the folks we were just attacking. Conquest of Buzachi. Oh, my council's not for it, because the enemy is too weak. Well, fine. No glory in that. I guess instead I'll attack the Islamic nomads between me and Georgia, sort of in a pocket of us. I'll declare a conquest of one of their provinces. This will be the province of Kuma on the western coast of the Caspian Sea. They've moved further west into our territory of Yagorlik, which is the capital of my vassal clan Bukal, and are besieging that. I'm on my way in pursuit. And we are quickly winning this battle as well. My spy master just sent me a notice from Constantinople where she's been spying on their technology and has sent me 50 technology points, which I can add to a random area, or which were added to a random area. It looks like they've been added to economy, which means I have a bonus or an upgrade to pick. I'm gonna pick a construction upgrade. That will make everything cheaper to build, generally. My nephew, Arslan, has gathered a band of warriors with the intention to raid foreign lands and create a fortune of his own. Well, good luck with that, Arslan. Just don't raid me and we'll be good. I need to assign a new court physician. I wonder if he was my physician? Or if that's a coincidence. Not one of my shamans will get that. Oh yeah, it was my friend Dukum. How could I forget? Of course it was Dukum, my brother in demon worshipping. I always imagined I would be the first of us to go, but now I am the one mourning the departure of my dear friend. Never again will I hear Dukum's jolly laugh or receive his wise counsel. It is as if I have lost an essential part of myself. I feel so powerless. Dukum wouldn't want me to cry. Let's drink in his honor, spend an evening getting drunk. I've probably already had one drink too many when I am joined at the table by an equally intoxicated man. It takes me a few minutes to realize, but it is Yechtarek, one of the courtiers at my capital. We spend quite some time drinking together and sharing our sorrows. Perhaps a new friend is just what I need. Yay, I've gained a new friend. I'm going to ride to the south to the vassal clan of Alania to besiege their capital. Their little insignia here, their heraldry, is a green background with a yellow symbol on it that looks extremely like the insignia you might find on a green M&M. It's remarkable. That's a bunch of technology going up again. And he is offering peace to the magnificent Kagan Ezra. Blessings upon you and your house. We surrender. Under these terms, I gain the county, I gain 100 prestige and 50 piety. Very good. It's mine now. My grandson Illik is 6 years old, ready for his education. Educate him with struggle. I guess not his education, his focus. I need to build a new building in Etil. Let's see. Camp fortifications, fort level plus 0.3, garrison size plus 60%. Our fort level is currently at 1.0, so that'll help quite a bit. Oh? Kainam Tura is plotting to overthrow me. What's that about? Hey. Don't do that. That's very mean of you. And now she wants to get married. To... hold on. To my son-in-law, who's already married. No, you can't be his second wife. You're better than this. A courtier of mine just had a heart attack. Well, okay. Thanks for letting me know. My daughter Yasar is 12. I think she's my youngest. Is ready for her education, and she will be educated in learning. She is 12. My son Kisa is 16 and has finished his education in the ways of intrigue. I notice with pride that he's attained nothing less than a masterful level of knowledge. Excellent. Someone laughed at me. I will find the culprit and make them choke on their laughter. Who dares laughing at me? Who? When I found out who it was who had laughed at me, it's my friend Yeshturek that I just made. I tried to swallow my pride, but I choked on it and it managed to escape. Now Yeshturek won't talk to me. He despises my pride. Opinion changes by -10, but we're already friends, so it's actually not that severe. More technology going up. This spying in the Byzantine Empire is really going well for us. I'm gonna add some more troops to my retinue, my horde, as they call it. I currently have 1.8 thousand light cavalry and 1.1 thousand horse archers. I don't have any heavy cavalry. So I'm gonna add some retinue troops that contain heavy cavalry, which cost 150 gold a piece, and then cost some gold per month, which is more expensive than I usually go for, but I have quite a bit of money from raiding, and it is worth it. Oh, hey, more technology points. My liege, the people of Constantinople have progressed beyond our own technological level. I've managed to study their advancements, and the documents enclosed here should help us reach their level. I hope you'll find this to your satisfaction. Your humble spy master, Khanum Tora. Alright, so I'm gonna buy... How many can I get? 3. 3 retinues with heavy cavalry. So now... those also had some light cavalry as well. So now, when my levy is full, I will have 2.1 thousand light, 1.1 thousand archers, and 450 heavy cavalry. Up to 3,450 in total. I have a new granddaughter, Yasar, born to my son Obadiah and his wife. He is my heir. He is 42 years old. With the use of my extensive knowledge, I'm confident I will be able to sway Ipikel into becoming my trusted friend. Well, I have a learning education. I wouldn't say my learning is high. I have a learning score of exactly 5. I'm not gonna do that. That seems like it'll not go well. The king of Abyssinia, who I married or betrothed one of my daughters to his son, has just passed away. So now my son My son-in-law's brother, or something like that, is the king of Abyssinia. Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna conquer a province to the west now. This will be against the Hungarian Magyars. This is a lot of nomadic life in this game. It's just conquering single provinces or having them conquered from you over and over again. I have a niece. My daughter was born to my half-sister Chetchelet and her husband Hodan, named Usunbike. And my technology is still going up. It's very fast. It's very impressive. That is the Kagan of the Magyars, Kagan Tarjan Moses, calling his vassals into the war as well. Some days, I think I'm going insane. It's probably all in my head, but sometimes I notice people staring at me. When my courtiers whisper, it is impossible to shake the suspicion that it might be about me. Being one of the Plaguebringers always felt worth the risk, but I'm not so sure anymore how long before I crack under the pressure. Well, this is the life you've chosen, my guy. My marshal has discovered a woman of great military talent called Liuka, who's willing to serve in my ranks. Excellent. Welcome, Liuka. Don't have a commander spot open right now, but when I do, I'll let you know. I have a nephew to my half-brother Tropan, Bulan. That's my name. Whenever I walk through the streets of Atil, I can hear the sound of snickering behind my back. My tribesmen do not respect me, and who could blame them? I have grown so fat that even the most menial task makes me sweat and pant. I was already fat, I guess. How can I be the Kagan of anything in these conditions? I can say I need a diet, or continue overeating. Continue overeating. I'm a glutton. I'll get rid of my stress. I have no worries. Tura wants to marry my son-in-law again. No, you can't be the second wife of a... It's not good for a ruler to be a man's second wife. I caught a bunch of... Caught is a weird word. I took a bunch of prisoners from that siege. I'm gonna try and ransom some of them. I have 6 prisoners, 4 of whom can be ransomed. I might get up to 40 gold from the ransoms, so we'll see. I am besieging quite a few provinces over here in Magyar. Their army has not come to fight me. I'm just besieging all of their nomadic capitals. Oh, there's their army. It's further north. Let's meet them on the field of battle. My daughter Maturka, who is the one betrothed to the Ethiopian prince, has finished her education in diplomacy and has excelled in her studies, gaining a 3-star diplomacy education. And I can send the offer of marriage to Prince Eremias of Abyssinia. Alright, we're going into battle against the Magyars. 5,600 versus 5,000. And the King of Abyssinia has responded, "To the glorious Kagan Ezra. Your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I've decided to accept your suggestion that Maturka and Prince Eremias get married. All children of the Union will be of her dynasty, and crucially for us, will inherit both of their bloodlines." This battle looks like it's pretty evenly matched, but we are winning out. There's gonna be definitely losses on both sides. Yeah, but we did win it, and that's what mattered. Technology's going up again. Because the province that I'm capturing is not a capital, it is instead a, it's just a grazing land province. I have to actively be sitting in it to keep it, and I just died. Kagan Ezra feasts with the gods at age 61. He died of poor physique. Now I am his son, Kagan Obadiah, a formidable duelist. We expect him to excel in tournaments and personal combat alike. Long live Kagan Obadiah. So be it. Alright, time to pause. I need to figure out all of this. So, I'm 44 years old. I am a commander. So I'm already commanding the army. My daughter Lerka is 16. She is my expected heir. She is strong, ambitious, and a 3-star scholarly theologian. She is matrilineally betrothed to a 9-year-old named Toktu, who has the bloodline of Attila the Hun. I am going to have the ambition to build a great work. That's the only ambition available to me right now. I want to build a glorious building of great prestige. Probably because I have so much money. And my focus will be rulership. +3 stewardship. So with that, I have a stat line of 8, 18, 7. That 7 should go to 10, yeah, with the focus. 4 and 9. And I need to assign new council members. My 3 vassals are keeping their current positions, so that's good. Although my chancellor, Khan Chot, would actually be a better steward than a chancellor. I'm gonna change him to that real quick. Be a steward. I'm gonna have him research technology. And then I have a chancellor who will be my courtier Tabgach, who I don't know, but he's possessed, so that's great. Good start. Reminds me of my dad. Very homely. And my diviner, my shaman, will be one of the not very many shamans in this land. I think I have 2 churches, 2 temples under me. And then I need 2 advisors. That will be my wife, Shilin, and my heir. Where is she? Lerka. My wife and my daughter. Although Maturka is not my current heir, my uncle is. I will do something about that. So my daughter needs to gain quite a bit of prestige before she will actually be my heir under this system. We're getting into another battle with the Magyars. This one is more in our favor. We had 6,100, they had about 4,000 troops. And with our allies riding in as well, it was quite decisive. I am riding through the steppe of Corson when I realize how this experience has simply become matter of course. I rarely even think when I charge into battle. It just happens. I could surely make use of this insight, but how? I can say I will master the steppe, gaining a bonus in flat terrain or bonus on flanking. I'm going to choose flanking because that's almost always applicable. I can always assign myself to commanding the flank. Another battle in Kiev, actually. 13,000 versus 5,000. We have all of our allies marching with us, so we are quite a formidable force. We are now besieging the Kiev tribe. Not a nomadic capital, but a tribe. Your horde swarms into the holding of Kiev tribe as the walls crumble and fall. They're intent on plundering, but won't go ahead unless you, their Kagan, give them permission to do so. Bring back the spoils to me and we'll divide them between us. Gain 5 gold, gain 75 population. And now the Slavic temple that's here, raided as well. Another siege. We're taking a lot of prisoners from these. I'm going to try and ransom some more of them. Attempt to ransom 8 characters in your dungeons. Ransom 1. Ransom 2. 3, 4. Another battle. 5. The landscape surrounding Voin is a sight to behold. This is where our battle is taking place. I wish I was not here for this battle. Once all of this is over, maybe I'll come out here with Asli. Must be my wife's name. Or something. No, my friend's name. My sword is suddenly kicked out of my hand, and a scruffy-looking soldier shouts, voice like a demon, I'll get your eye. This is Khanum Jino of the Magyars. I can duel her myself, or just accept becoming one-eyed. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'll duel her. I've become brave. I was chasing Khanum Jino over the plains when Yechtrek, who was my dad's friend, shoved me aside, barking, I'll take this one, my lord, clumsily swinging his mace. I hope he didn't hurt himself. Yechtrek did poorly in the duel. Well, he tried. That's what counts, right? So we won the Battle of Voin. We are now up to 37% war score. If we go back and sit in the province we're trying to take, so much technology upgrading. If we actually sit there, we're at 55%. This calls for some drastic measures. I'm going to go all the way north to their capital, which is up in Kursk. I'll take your tribe. And I'll take your neighbor's tribe. In Rilsk. Meanwhile, they're taking Kiev back. That's fine. I'll just ride back down here and fight you again. Alright, we're going to be fighting in Paris level. 10,000 versus 7,000. They're going down fast. Our troops are not really even breaking a sweat. Morale speaking. During the last few days, my 11-year-old son Barsbek has been clutching at his stomach and making frequent visits to the privy. I've now been informed that he is suffering from dysentery. Call for my court physician. Get this boy a treatment. Alright, we're up to 77%. I'm gonna split my army so that only, like, some of them will still sit here, hold down the fort, while the rest of us will go do the besieging. My chancellor has passed away. Alright, I'll choose my... So I wonder if I can choose my daughter. I'll give her more prestige. Where are you? Oh wait, no, she's my advisor already. She already has a court position. That's good. Back to Kiev. Retake Kiev. It feels like everyone is trying to trump me. My huntsmen killed more prey than I. My counselors found a better solution to the rebellious peasants than mine. And I'm starting to feel that everyone's better than me, no matter what. I can choose to become a chance of being kind or a chance of being envious. Looking at my personality here, I am aggressive, wroth, brave, ambitious. I'm gonna go for envious. It didn't fire. A noble by the name of Fan Lin came to court today seeking asylum. He claims to have escaped from China after the rest of his family was executed on orders of the emperor. O great Kagan, your merciful nature is known across the land. I implore you to grant me refuge. It would be an untold kindness. So he is a Han Chinese character. He is unmarried. He has blue eyes, thin eyebrows, a thin mustache that's sort of separated in the middle. It's two parts. And a goatee. I will say, I dare not anger the dragon and send him away. Because last time we did this, China got super mad at me. Last time we had a refugee, and I don't want to do that again. Alright, besieging Kiev again. We're at 98%, so this should tip us over. Yep, 100%. Enforce demands. Give me the county. I now have the county of Chortitsa. But now I actually hold too much land personally compared to my vassals. I need to give somebody something. So I'm gonna actually give this province that I just captured to Khanum Ikalai of Yabgamak, my marshal, who is the smallest clan. I'll give her another province. So it's still going to be within my territory, but it'll belong to her. And now that I'm finally not commanding anymore, I can see what I look like. Kagan Obadiah. He has blue eyes, thick eyebrows, sort of a stubbly beard. He looks determined, but not stern. He's wearing a yellow and green jacket over an embroidered shirt. And I have a message from Kanamatura, who says, "You have shown yourself weak, and I speak for all the clans when I say it is time to hand over the bridle to someone worthy." What? I just won a war. Don't revolt against me. Rude. Alright. Well, time to be at war, I guess. And here I was thinking we would just have a nice time, no longer be at war. I need a new spy master. I'll choose my half-sister Sungul as a 19 intrigue and send her back to Constantinople. Thankfully, I was right nearby the capital of the rebelling Khan, so I've just besieged that. I'll sit in 2 of her other provinces. A son was born to my Abyssinian brother-in-law and his wife, named Yenchepi. So he now has both the blood of Solomon and the blood of the Ashina clan. Yenchepi, you are a very special boy. I'm gonna educate you in faith. My revolting army, Tour's army, is heading to my capital, so I need to head that way as well. I gained 68% war score just from besieging her capital, but if she takes mine, then we'll be back where we started. I'm gonna have 3,750 troops to her 3,500. So we'll actually be very close. But I have good commanders. My own commanding skill is at 20. My other 2 are at 18 and 17. So we'll have good leaders on all 3 flanks. And a very well-balanced army. "You filthy fool," the Khazar soldier yells as he charges at me, his expression more that of a wild animal than man. For a moment, time stands still as I'm watching the movement of a shining sword coming straight for my hand. I can choose to duel him or accept the loss of a hand. I'll duel him. My opponent seems... a duel on the step. My opponent seems to be getting tired, his moves becoming slower. Strengthened by the cheers of the crowd, I sink my long sword into his chest. The man groans, and it takes a while before my own heart stops pounding. Then he is still. Victorious match, and he dies. I killed one of her commanders. This battle is pretty even. One of our flanks is actually losing more morale than theirs. I think in general we've got this. Yeah, they're fleeing before we are, but boy, our morale was very low. I have a cousin just born named Gulchichak. Things are going well when suddenly I hear an embarrassed hoof from nearby. Spinning, my dagger ready, I see the enemy commander, Chief Yenchepi, awkwardly attempting to climb a dried-up tree trunk. "I think he's trying to escape the battle, my lord," the soldier next to me muses. I can choose to duel him, or I will let everyone know of his cowardice. Well, I'll duel him. A duel on the step. My opponent looks nervous, his armor a little ill-fitting, and I briefly contemplate asking if he'd rather do this another day. A moment later, I snap out of it, letting the fresh morning air sharpen my senses instead. The innocent-looking man is soon on the ground, groaning in pain. I walk away victorious. He is severely injured but not killed. And we have won the Battle of Kaganbalik. We will take our capital back, and that gets us up to 90% war score. Whoops, I just accidentally zoomed all the way out. Well, there's the world. For a moment. I'm going to pursue them back into their territory for a rematch. We'll definitely need to win another battle. My son Barsbek is 13 and ready for his education. He will be educated in diplomacy. Somehow my war score just went from about 80% down to 40%, and I'm not quite sure how. Oh, I'm doing some more ransoming. I had a bunch more prisoners. And speaking of money, I should, as soon as I win this revolt, I need to look at great works I can build. Alright, our army's back. Now it's 3,700 versus 2,600. Technology going up. Yeah, this time they're losing morale very quickly. Our ongoing struggle outside of Burtasi has brought out the best of our military strategists. One of them is a Khazar veteran with a penchant for innovation. He is suggesting that he retire from the battlefront and return to Itil to continue his work, safe from flying arrows. This is a solid investment. Lose 45 gold, gain 30 military tech points, and for the next 10 years, gain military tech's spread rate 50%. Very good. Let me see how my military tech is doing. Ah, yes, I can increase my melee techniques. I can increase my military organization. Over an economy, I can increase my castle infrastructure. Doing good. Kutirkin of Minor Clan Rising has declared a war on me. A powerful minor clan has risen up in Saksin, led by their charismatic chieftain. They demand a place among the major clans. Well, I'll deal with you shortly. I'm actually gonna call my other allies into this. Hey, I'm fighting 2 wars. Come help out. One ally, 2 ally. Well, we have another Islamic preacher. This guy's a genius. Burhanuddin, a preacher in the service of Sultan Idris of Armenia, has arrived in Itil to spread the gospel of their foreign religion. He has little regard for our old faith, declaring it sinful, etc., etc. Dungeon for you. My son Illik has just turned 12. He gets a learning education. Another iconoclast uprising. Great. Somehow, the iconoclast uprising and the minor clan have spawned troops in the same county, and they're fighting each other. So that's Good. Alright, time to fight the minor clan. Haven't seen the revolt troops in a while. Alright, so they're attacking me and their morale is going down quickly. We won the Iconoclast revolt, which means their troops must have been wiped out. That's good. And we have won the battle here, which means the minor clan revolt is also won. Now we just have to deal with our revolt. And she's besieging all the way down in the south, in the province we took from Georgia. The province of Guria. I'm gonna march my way all the way down there, I guess. My Marshal Ikalai, instead of drilling the commanders, Marshal Ikalai has been fighting them. There's truly a lack of discipline in your ranks. Curses. She's become rivals with somebody else. Also from my marshal, Khanum Ikalai has put forward a plan for experimentation with new military technology, inspired by a brilliant inventor and engineer that she's recently befriended. I wonder if it's that same guy. All that's needed is a little funding. I'll pay her 30 gold. You can have it. Why not? What could be wrong with this? Technology going up. Up, up, up. And time to fight the revolt down in Agrisi, down in the mountains of Georgia. You can't escape from me down here. Yeah, she is her only commander. She's commanding the center, while we have commanders on the center and both flanks. Your commanding presence on the battlefield was felt during the recent victory by friends and foes alike. You bolstered the spirits of the men when it was needed most, and you personally led the final charge that broke the back of the enemy army. Songs will be sung of this day, gain 100 prestige. Very nice. Very good. Alright, time to go take Guria back, and I think that will have us set with this revolt. Yes, 100%. Alright. Have her imprisoned. I don't know if there's anything I can do to, like, punish her other than that. But I can finally create the actual kingdom title of Khazaria for myself. But that costs a bunch of money, and I want to create a great work. So I'm actually going to switch my army to raiding. Raid down here in Georgia for a while. Well, Byzantium and Georgia. Not Georgia, Armenia. I'm gonna raid for a bit to keep my income up and look at a great work I could construct in Etil. I could construct a ruler statue, a statue of a horse, a royal palace, that's quite expensive, 2,500 gold. A magnificent garden. A grand mausoleum. Or a great stone circle. Let's see. I'm ambitious enough. I might go for the royal palace. Let me see if I can get up to 2,500 gold. Burning sheep. You receive a report on the outcome of the military experiments that your marshal asked you to sponsor. Apparently, the experiments consisted in drenching a large amount of sheep in oil and setting fire to them, then sending the terrified, screaming animals toward the enemy. Unfortunately, it proved impossible to control the direction of the sheep. The engineer was immolated in a ball of fire, and your marshal barely escaped with her life. Lose 10 military points. Oh well. We tried, I guess. I guess we tried. Oh, I can't raid here? It's not letting me raid. What if I raid in the Byzantine? I might bring down their wrath upon me. I have an option here to sacrifice one of my own personality traits to educate my son Barsbeck, but he is 14 and not my heir. And I don't want to endanger my own health. Alright, I can raid here. Now, I may get some... the woman in my court just had a heart attack. I may get fought for this. My daughter Yassar is 6. But at least I'll be able to loot a little bit. And then probably have to run away. It is time to worship the ancestors. You've decided to visit the shrine in the Holy Grove and make a sacrifice in the honor of your ancestors, hoping for their aid in return. What will you ask of your forefathers? Guide my sword in battle. You asked your ancestors for military power and prowess in battle. Now it is time to present your offering. What will you give them in return? I'll give them a Hungarian prisoner that I conquered. Captured, rather. Julia Somogi. The offering struggled violently when the shaman and her disciples pushed it down on the offering stone. The ancestors will surely be pleased with such a vigorous servant. Now, all you can do is wait and hope. May the ancestors bestow their blessing upon me. I'm not looting down here very quickly. But I do think that they're raising their armies against me. Oh wow, I've just noticed the Kingdom of Anatolia is... Holy cow, what happened here? Okay, so this is the year 817. The Kingdom of Anatolia, which also... she's also queen of... Egypt, is a Coptic Catholic Christian descended from Charlemagne, who also created her own bloodline. What did she do? How did she get this? How did she found this bloodline? A woman of true legend, her exploits mimicked those of Alexander the Great himself. Oh my gosh. Oh, she is a legendary child. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at her aspects here. She has an incredible stat line: 14, 43 martial, 12 stewardship, 23 intrigue, 10 learning, and many traits that are just absolutely incredible. She's strangled a snake. She resists poison. She was promised godhood in a vision. She has slain a legendary beast. Tenacious duelist. Lightning reflexes. Inspiring presence. Oh my gosh. Where was she born? She was born in Saint-Ouen in France. Yeah. Just in the middle of France. and apparently just went conquering in Anatolia? I don't understand anything, but this is fantastic. I will have to, wow, I'll have to keep an eye on her. So the Byzantine Empire, like half of it belongs to her now, because it's just this kingdom of Anatolia is taking up most of Turkey, as well as most of Egypt and the Jerusalem area, ruled by various Christians, like Catholic Christians. So maybe there won't be crusades. Is wild. She is wild. Holy cow. I don't know if I've seen a Child of Destiny that effective before. Can also increase my cultural advances. I'm going to choose to up my majesty. That will give me monthly prestige and piety. And my legalism, which will eventually unlock new sets of laws. I have a new cousin, Nacha. I don't know at what level of distant relation a person has to be to stop, you know, stop informing you about new babies. I don't know what that baby's cry we just heard was. More technology up. A strange chest made of an unknown metal was recovered by your men while they looted this holding. Try as they might, they haven't been able to force the chest open, and its contents remain a mystery. It has now been deposited into your care. One day that chest will be open, mark my words. Your horde swarms into the holding of Trapezos. As the walls crumble and fall, they are intent on plundering, but won't go ahead unless you, their Kagan, give them permission to do so. I do say do so. There are 4 holdings here. Castle, Town, Temple, Castle. Siege the town. Looted quite a lot from them. Another day at court, and another endless procession of matters that you're required to pass judgment on, as yet another peasant drones on about his sickly pigs, and the neighbor he believes poisoned them. You feel a profound emptiness. This isn't the life you'd imagined. By Tengri, will you shut up about your pigs? I've become depressed. Cool. Looted the temple. I am not sure that athleticism runs in my family, but it never hurts to try a little. However, my subjects have raised some curious eyebrows when they've spotted me lifting barrels and rocks for fun and exercise. I've just felt inspired. I'd love to see my grandfather do one-handed push-ups like these. That is my blessing from the ancestors. I have become brawny. +2 martial, +1 diplomacy, +1 health. Somebody died. Somebody somewhere died. Young Barsbeck, my son, has finished his education in diplomacy. He has attained nothing less than a masterful level of knowledge. Level 4 diplomat. The Byzantines have never come to kick me out for raiding, so that's something. Oh, Barsbeck now has the flu. Call for my physician. Oh, the Byzantine Empress. I received word that your spymaster, Sungul Ashina, has been spying in one of my counties. This is intolerable, and as to stop further interference, I have arrested her. Uh-oh. She put my cousin in jail. Well, I'm going to hope my cousin will be released, but in the meantime, I'm going to assign my half-brother Kisa and go spy in Anatolia instead. That child of destiny must have some good tech. Technology, yep. Byzantine Empress is offering me a ransom of 10 gold for my my cousin. I'll take it. Alright, the Byzantines are finally coming to kick me out, but I'm gonna leave before they get here. Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna retreat. You had too many armies. You had double my army. Alright, let's see if I can raid Armenia again. Nope. Why is Byzantium marching into my territory? Ah! Don't pursue me. What the heck, guys? Alright, well now my half-sister Maturka, who was married to the Ethiopian, is the current heir. Fleeing this battle again. They still have double my army. 6,000 to 3,300. Oh, shoot. In spite of my efforts, I've been captured by the armies of the Empress of the Byzantines. Well, I don't know why they're pursuing me, but I will ransom myself for 385 gold. Jeepers, that's more than I even looted from you. Oh, my little nephew. The child of my sister and her Ethiopian husband just died in a drowning accident. Poor kid. But my half-brother has sent back some technology from Armenia, so that's good. I can upgrade my religious customs, culture tech. Get some more opinion from... Why is everyone sending me marriage offers? Stop it. Stop it. My half-sister Yassar is 21. She's gay. She's having bad sleep at night. She's frail, proud, chaste. So unless she decides to get married, I'm gonna let her be gay. Alright, well. My daughter Lirka is finally able to get married to her betrothed Toktu, who has the bloodline of Attila. He is living with Chiefess Tura of Philippopolis in which is actually controlled by Bulgaria. To the great Kagan Obadiah, may you live in harmony and contentment. I've decided to accept your suggestion that Lerka and Toktu get married. All children of the unit will be of her dynasty. So now I have relatives in 2 historical bloodlines, as well as our own. My son Illik has turned 16 and has finished his education in faith and learning, has attained a masterful level of knowledge. People keep sending me betrothals for my half-sister. I was a bit distracted when I handed my buzzard to a courtier. I was watching another of my birds, who were about to catch another rabbit, and did not realize that the eager courtier had no clue of what to do with the buzzard. It did not end well. The bird was lost. This is the last time I trust someone with my birds. Chetchelet, my aunt, was supposed to give my buzzard to the falconer, but slipped and lost her grip of the bird, and it escaped. I'll never see it again. One of your loyal warriors has approached you with a petition for aid. He says his family lost several of their mares to illness, and now they are struggling to feed their children. I'll give him 6 mares from my herd. Lose 12 gold, gain 30 prestige. More marriage offers. I don't know why she's such a... She's getting so many offers here. Let's see. I don't think I'm able to raid. So instead, I'm going to do another conquest. I'm going to attempt to conquer the province of Rin up here in the north. I need to march my army back that way first. I've learned my lesson from last time. Hi, Erdhel. Blah blah. Can't speak. This is the Ashina nomadic clan. We have gone on the offensive. We are conquering territory. We've conquered a little bit down towards Georgia. We've conquered a little bit to the west. One of my vassals has been conquering up north, and now we're going a little to the east. We're pushing our borders in every direction. And I keep getting betrothal requests. Oh, I didn't read the message because I thought it wouldn't be anything. Okay. Kagan Obadiah feasts with the gods at age 52. He just died of a heart attack while having sex because his wife was so beautiful that it overwhelmed him. That was the gist of the message that I didn't read because it's only like a 1% chance. It doesn't happen. Well, folks, I'm here to say it did happen. So now I am Maturka, who is 23. She is married to Prince Eremias of Abyssinia, who is a descendant of King Solomon. So our child will be descended from both the Ashina clan and the Solomonid dynasty. Notably our son, Yenchepi. So he is 5 years old, and he has both bloodlines to claim. And I need to figure out what the hecky I'm doing. I want to... Oh, what? Why am I not a Kagan? Why am I just a vassal Khan? What happened? Okay, I don't know how this went down, but somehow the actual Khaganate was inherited by one of my former vassals. So now the Bukal clan is in charge, and we are just a vassal Khan. Well, that's no good, I say. I'm going to... I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I guess I'm just going to go with my previous plan and conquer some territory. I'm going to conquer the province of Rin. And I'm going to become a chancellor. So I've become a counselor on my Khan's council. My ambition is to groom an heir, to have a child reach adulthood, and my Khan wants to buy my favor, which is not what I'm about. Oh goodness. Alright, first things first. Economy tech, culture tech, study tech, all the tech. Kagan Chat has a similar sized army to mine and is creating new vassals. So now there is the Bulanid clan and the Kabar clan. So now there are 6 clans in the realm instead of 4. Boy, he's shaking things up. I'm gonna start a faction to overthrow the Khan. I don't know if I can convince any of my fellow vassals to join me. Let's see. Who likes him the least? Karadaku hates him. She's the one who's in prison for being a rebel earlier. Ulanid hates him. Let me see if I can get on his good side. Hey, Kantab Gach. Why don't you join my faction? I have successfully besieged Rin. My moodiness and tendency to lash out at people is getting worse. I sleep too little and can't seem to stop worrying. This is a lot of pressure. I need to assign... Oh, I need to assign a regent. That's important. I need to assign... Lerka, my cousin, who I would like to be my heir, but she's not even on the list right now. I think because she's my niece and not related to me in another way? I don't know. I don't know. With my illustrious education in all affairs of state and diplomacy, I should have no trouble finding the right way to endear myself to Khan Tabkach. I should send an envoy to his realm with my high diplomacy skill. Just as expected, my diplomats were able to convince Khan Tabkach of what an honorable and trustworthy ruler I am, a woman well worth his respect. Wonderful, plus 10 opinion. The steward has requested council support from me. I'm going to refuse. And we have a surrender. I have gained the county of Rin. Very good. And I can create the Duchy of Aturau over here. Since I have both of the provinces contained within it. Very good. Ah! I'm surely with child. Very good. Requesting council support again? No. I cannot stop worrying about my unborn child. Perhaps I should make a personal offering to the old gods and placate their thirst for blood, so that they in turn may spare the life of my unborn child as well as mine. I can go out and make an offering to the gods, which will give me -1 health for 2 months, but potentially gain blessings. As the smoke of my offering rises to the sky, I can almost hear the faint whispers of the gods traveling through the wind. I have called the attention of the immortals. It is now time to make my request. I can request a strong and healthy child, a beautiful child, or a bright child. I'll request a strong child, strong and healthy. I've noticed that a revolt has just occurred in the territory I was just conquering. So I am going to... Oh, nope, didn't get it in time. I was going to try and take the province, but that revolt ended, so I can no longer try. Alright, well, time to head back home until the kid is born. Today, as I was laying down, gently caressing my stomach and looking out my bedroom's window, I started to wonder, what will my next child be? Am I carrying a boy or a girl? Well, I have a boy, so I sure hope it's a girl. My kinswoman Gulchichak is ready for her childhood focus. And give her the focus on humility. My husband Eremias has enlisted the help of some of the women in our family to cheer me up and keep my mind off the pregnancy while I wait for the child to be born. If nothing else, it will be nice to have somebody to talk to when I'm not dealing with my duties as Khanum. Fine, I suppose. Plus 0.75 health. I have a regent, Lurka, actually. One of the maids helps me sit down, gently taking the feel of my belly and asking me if I'm comfortable enough. Another servant encouragingly holds a spoonful of soup close to my mouth. All this pampering from my gossips is really spoiling me. What a blissful life I have. 50% chance of content. Or, just soup, the baby is hungry. Become less stressed, but also potentially lose my temperance. I wouldn't mind being content. Yeah, gain the trait content. I'm satisfied with my lot in life. Although secretly I would very much like to overthrow my Khan. Actually, very much. Who has just subjugated somebody. Oh wow. He's just conquered a bunch of territory up in Russia. Up in what the game calls Vladimir. That's very, very good for him. A daughter was born to Maturka and Eremias named Ipek, and she has been born strong. I got both of my wishes. A strong daughter. News from China. The status quo in China is over. Popular uprisings have broken out in Luoyang, and large groups of disgruntled peasants have taken up arms, led by militant monks. Trade has been halved along the Silk Road, and China will not be able to defend its tributary states. Interesting. Shouldn't affect us too much, because we are not a tributary of China. My prayers have been answered. The seed planted within me was indeed that of a wonderful girl, just as I had hoped. Gain 100 prestige, my beautiful Ipek. I have enough manpower that I can buy 2 more retinues. I'll now be up to 4250. And I've added more heavy cavalry to the mix, so it's now 2.3k light, 1.1 archers, 750 heavy. At first, I may have been uncertain about this pregnancy, but after all the pain and tribulation, looking at the sweet, innocent creature resting in my arms fills my heart with joy. The maids insist that I should leave her in their care now, go back to my duties as Khanum. Perhaps they are right. No, I'll always be with you, Ipek. Nurse her personally. Fertility minus 10%, but she gains an attribute point. Perhaps it is time I asked my fellow Khan, Tabgash, to spend some time with me. It's probably the fastest way for me to gain his trust. Tabgash was happy to oblige me. Now that I have some time to spend with him, I'm confident that I can convince him of how alike we are, and that he stands only to gain from our friendship. I can finally talk in private. I think these days have really helped me, getting Tabgash to know and appreciate me better. We have passed most of our time in my pavilion, discussing the most disparate topics. My high diplomacy skill can increase his opinion of me by 15. My pavilion was enriched by your visit. Tabgash was so struck by my generosity and kindness as a host that just before departing he told me that he now feels indebted with me. How kind of him. I don't know what I can call in a favor for. I guess I can... Oh, I could ask him to join my faction, but he's already in it. So actually, I don't think I need to sway him anymore. I have a new cousin. Let's see. Let me try and sway the Yabgamak ruler, Ikalai. She also does not like the... She is the rival, in fact, of our Khan. But she likes me. She has a plus 60 of me. Oh, I had the game paused. Whoops. Kagan wants my council support. I will not give it to you. Even if you would owe me a favor afterwards, I will not. It is time to worship the ancestors. You have decided to visit the shrine in the Holy Grove and make a sacrifice in the honor of your ancestors, hoping for their aid in return. What will you ask of your foremothers? I'm going to say I share your wisdom with me. You asked your ancestors for guidance and knowledge. Now it is time to present your offering. What will you give them in return? I have a Slavic prisoner from previous conquests. The Lords of Khazaria have approved the institution of the tax-shifted burgher obligations law. And that means nothing to nomads, so I don't know why they're passing it. My liege, the people of Iconian have progressed beyond our own technological level. My sister Songul has sent me some technology points. I can upgrade my tolerance level to level 1. I have been spending more time with my husband Eremius lately, and though of course we did not marry for love, I can tell it is growing between us. Ah, marital bliss. Plus 15 opinion. Very good. My heart beats faster as Khan Simsam of Kabar, this is the tiny clan that was just created, grabs me for another dance. The hour is getting late, but the man is such a charmer. I must be blushing like a beetroot. I am married and I am content. I will take my leave. I have a husband who I like very much. And I have an open steward position. Who will it be? It will be Asli, who I believe was my dad's friend. The gods are truly generous. My sacrifice was not in vain. Ipek is growing into a healthy and strong girl. Thank you, Tengri. At the age of 1, she already has 3 martial. She is strong. An intriguing woman by the name of Tekche recently joined my court. I could tell from the first moment that she was learned, and since then she has kept impressing me with her knowledge and sound reasoning. Her counsel is always welcome, no matter how harsh it might be. I know she is rarely mistaken. I believe the ancestors sent her my way. Indeed, I do. She can't be my diviner, because she isn't a religious character, but she can be my physician. The King of the Hungarians, Emperor Adarn Tarjan Adarn of Lukomo, has decided to settle down in Lukomo, making it his new tribal homeland. So the Magyars, what used to be the Magyars, have settled down and are Lukomo, a tribal empire. I have improved relations for my Kagan. During my stay at the court of a noble in Terek, I have done my utmost to present my liege in a more favorable light, and have him recognized as the benevolent and peaceful ruler he is. It seems as if I have succeeded. Very good. My court physician Tekche has suggested that I buy her some exotic herbs and other rare ingredients so that she can mix advanced drafts and poultices. That would be in my best interest as well. I'm gonna conquer a province to the north. I want to keep hustling. This will be the province of Surt in sort of a bend of the Volga River. Tekche has let me know that the herbs I bought her were quite useful. She tells me that she has made a few new concoctions which might come in handy. I'm glad to hear it. With my illustrious education in all affairs of state and diplomacy, I should have no trouble finding the right way to endear myself to Khanum Ikalai, who I'm trying to get to join my faction. I'll send a diplomatic envoy to her realm. Khan Simsam of Kabar is trying to dance with me again. Again, take my lead. Just as expected, my diplomats were able to convince Khanum Ikalai of what an honorable and trustworthy ruler I am, a woman well worth her respect. Wonderful. Uh-oh. I can't conquer them anymore. They were conquered by somebody else. Oh well. Early bird and so on. Fine, I'll conquer to the south. No, I won't. I can't. A midnight snack. As I snuck into the kitchen for my usual night snack, I chanced upon Khan Simsam. We've been chatting and laughing for hours now, but the words have grown softer and our hands are touching. Suddenly he leans in and whispers softly in my ear. Come on, man, get the hint. It will never happen. My niece, Yasar, needs an education. She will be educated in learning. News from China. The period of unrest in China has dramatically worsened. China has recently been suffering from droughts, and the people are starving as a great famine upsets the harmony in the Divine Land. The caravans and ships of the Silk Road have virtually ceased, and the great Chinese artisans are simply trying to survive. China will not be able to assist its tributary states. I've been spending more time with my husband Aremius lately. Again, plus 15 opinion between the two of us. We're just in love. My husband Aremius has really been letting himself go as of late. What was once a strong and energetic man has slowly become a weak-willed and sedentary glutton, only excited about his next great feast. I need to warn him as politely as I can. Politely inform him that he should stop eating quite so much. I was relieved to see that my words did not go unheard. He has promised to start a diet. Alright, now I can conquer to the south. I'm gonna attempt to conquer the province of Buzachi on the Caspian Sea. Oh, they have a big army. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Event spawned troops? What's that about? So he has 5,000 troops to my 4,250. I'm gonna hire a small mercenary group to help me out. The Turkic Band, 1,200 troops to supplement. During my stay at the court of a noble in the realm, I have done my utmost to present my liege in a more favorable light, but sinister forces around me seem to conspire to twist and turn my every action into something dubious, and every word spoken into an insult. It seems I have failed. Our cousin Nacha is ready for her childhood focus. Alright, 5,400 versus 5,000. Let's see how this battle goes. We do have good commanders. Yeah, we're gonna win this one. They're going down. To the glorious Khanum Maturka, your wisdom and mercy are legendary. We request that you honor your obligation and answer this call to arms against Chief Bastu of Tau. Declining would cost us 300 prestige. If we accept, we would be part of the defense, I think, for the Tauian liberation of Tau. Sure, I'll technically fight for you, but I am not an AI, and I will send my troops wherever the heck I want, which is over here, doing my own conquest. Your son, Yenchepi, through the teachings of his father, Eremias, has been studying the principles of the Miaphysite faith. Interesting. I'm not going to contest that immediately, because I think that's cool. You know, we'll be a multi-religious society. My liege, during my stay in Teal, I have found a great philosopher who has agreed to help me with my studies to enhance culture in the county. With your permission, I would suggest that we employ him. Pay 16 gold for 50 cultural tech. That is very good. I will do this. I can now increase my popular customs technology. A noble by the name of Zheng Shi came to court today, seeking asylum. He claims to have escaped from China after the rest of his family was executed on orders of the emperor. O great Khanum, your merciful nature is known across the land. I implore you to grant me refuge. It would be an untold kindness. Well, you got me there. I am kind. Of course you're welcome to stay. Who cares if China gets mad? They're all the way over there. To the magnificent Khanum Maturka, blessings upon you and your house. We propose that the Kagan becomes the guardian and mentor of my son, who just became my Miaphysite, so he can be raised as a proper Khazar Tengri. Decline. I will educate him within the family. Work can be tedious, and when one problem is solved, another one pops up. I tire of having to complete the same tasks over and over again. I can say, let someone else do this, potentially become slothful, or I can rest in heaven, potentially become diligent. Well, diligent is much better than slothful, but kind, temperate, content, proud. No, I can rest in heaven. Alright, I've become both diligent and stressed. Alright, so I've got 42% on this conquest. I'm gonna march into their capital, see if I can take it. Yep, that's 87. Now I'm gonna march back and fight them again. 5290 versus 2950. Despite Zheng Shi's fears, no emissaries of the Chinese emperor came looking for him. The time has come for me to leave. I will never forget your kindness. Please take this as a token of my gratitude. Add a dragon amulet to my treasury. Dragon amulet, quality 4. Build cost, minus 10%. Wow, that's incredible. Monthly prestige, 0.75. Stewardship, +1. Vassal opinion, +5. That is an incredible artifact. Oh, and I've just won a battle here. I wasn't focused on it, so I couldn't hear it, but that's that. Requesting council support? No. Forming a blood oath? No. And the war that my liege is fighting, somebody from that has captured a province in my capital. I need to go take that back. I don't like that. My sister-in-law? Somebody in Ethiopia just got murdered, so that's good. Glad that you told me about that. The marriage offer for my sister Yasar. Nope, she's still gay. Your horde swarms into the holding. Well, this is my own temple that I'm looting. Don't loot this place. Yeah, the horde is intent on plundering, but won't go ahead unless you give them permission to do so. Do not ruin this place. Alright, and that's the war one for me. Conquest of Buzachi. And I can dismiss the mercenaries. And I will let my liege fight his own war for himself. Although, actually, no. That is a province that I own, isn't it? That's what we conquered. I guess I should hold on to that. Oh, I'm pregnant again. Very good. My liege is winning a battle in Abkhazia. He was attacked in the mountains, and it looks like the defensive bonus helped out. Kagan Chat recently turned down a duel he was challenged to. At first, I was embarrassed on behalf of all of his subjects, but who am I to say I would not react in the same way? Perhaps there's value in choosing your battles? I can become craven, or I can become ashamed of him. No, I'm ashamed of him. Like, even if you're not a great fighter, this is our culture. Sometimes you gotta fight. Maybe I should write a letter to Ikalai to convince her of my good intentions. Friendship between us will benefit both our realms. This is true. Khanum Ikalai has not responded to my letter. I have to assume that my dispassionate plea for a healthy and prosperous relationship between realms did not pierce through her skepticism. Oh well. News from China. Empress Li Shizong, the Chinese daughter of heaven, has died and been succeeded by Li Jingzong. Like her predecessor, the new empress is known to believe in an open China. Apparently she takes a special interest in Jains, but frowns on Finno-Magyar cultures. Just as usual then. I'm looting... Well, I'm besieging holdings that whoever it is, the Tao Liberation Army, had besieged down here in Georgia. Your horde swarms into the holding of Mokbi as the walls crumble and fall. They're intent on plundering, etc. Give permission. Yes, permission. This does not belong to me. Plunder it all you like. Arslan Ashina has been declared as the winner of a great Furusiya martial competition that is in an Islamic court. This triumph reflects well on how decadent the people see your entire dynasty, as you are of the same house. Well, we are not an Islamic house, so decadence does not relate to us, but I'm glad that my cousin is doing well. That's in Armenia, actually. I don't know how he got himself over there, but good for him. Regency for my pregnancy. I have a new child, Shotten, who is dark-skinned, like his father. My other two kids resemble me more. And the defensive war has been won, and I think with that, and with the promise of potentially overthrowing our Khan next time, I am going to say that this is going to be good for tonight. We have made quite a bit of progress. We've conquered a good amount of territory from where we started, both to our east, north, and west. Khazaria is expanding its borders. Someday, in an extreme future, my goal is to conquer the entire steppe. That is very far in the future. For now, I will bid you good night. Thank you for watching. I am, as always, at CEL10E on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And tomorrow night, I will be streaming part 3 of Return of the Obra Dinn, which is a playthrough I've been really excited to do, especially with audio description, to make it more accessible. Then Friday, I have off. That is my break night. And Saturday, I will be doing 2 streams. One in the afternoon, Eastern time, and one at my usual time in the evening of new game, which will be Dragon Age Origins, a role-playing game from BioWare, which I'm super excited for. I haven't streamed a role-playing game yet on this channel, and Dragon Age is one of my favorite games of all time, along with Crusader Kings and Obra Dinn. So I'm really pulling out the all-star cast here. So I'm very excited for that. So with that to look forward to, I will say good night.